the stuff that was connecting the Clintons and more information on them and what was going on prior to the 2016 election. Well, this is now expanding. As John is reporting, emails show the Smith team, that's Jack Smith, the guy that was hired in 2021 to go after President Trump, he was actually involved in all of this as well prior to 2016. According to this, Justice Department officials tied to Special Counsel Jack Smith's team have been linked to the blocking of an FBI inquiry into the Clinton campaign's 2016 funding of the Steele dossier. Now, again, we only heard about Jack Smith getting involved with Trump and all this stuff in 2021. So why is this significant? Well, it kind of proves, and you know what, John's going to explain it here, this grand conspiracy thing. Let's go to cut number 2 and hear it from John Solomon himself. Cut number 2, check this out.
All right, let me turn to a story that we broke earlier this week. We told you, I think on Monday night, we broke it on the show, that the FBI had transmitted new documents to Congress on the Clinton Foundation, new examples of alleged corruption that occurred there, and efforts to thwart the investigation of the Clinton Foundation. Some of those documents also involved efforts to investigate the Clinton campaign's funding of the Steele dossier. Well, today we learned in new documents that my good colleague Jerry Dunleavy just put up that the Justice Department under Joe Biden was trying to use Special Prosecutor Jack Smith to scuttle any FBI or DOJ investigation into the Clinton campaign's funding of the Steele dossier. Why is that news? Well, first off, we didn't know that they were criminally interested in investigating Hillary Clinton's campaign for that funding. But 2, we now tied together Jack Smith's investigation to Russia collusion. Now you begin to understand why FBI Director Kash Patel said he thought it was a grand conspiracy, that all these things to get Trump are connected, from Jack Smith and Lois Lerner in 2014 at the IRS, to the Russia collusion, to Ukraine impeachment, to the raid on Mar-a-Lago, to Jack Smith's investigation. And it turns out that Jack Smith has a direct connection to Russia collusion now in these new documents. More over at justthenews.com.
Yeah, so there you have it from John Solomon, kind of connecting the dots. And again, you know, explaining the grand conspiracy angle that Kash Patel had laid out, kind of introducing Jack Smith earlier into the story than we actually knew. He was actually involved years before this, so it actually makes sense. The grand conspiracy thing, when you see he's got a bit of interest here in making sure he goes after Trump in 2021, because he was behind the effort to make sure Hillary wasn't investigated in 2016. Yeah. So now we see that the whole thing that he was talking about. He also and again, this is years before he was appointed. Also appearing to tie many strands together is the Bureau's recent discovery of the investigative documents allegedly stashed in those burn bags. And again, I guess that's proving to be a treasure trove of information, because they just keep finding more stuff and revealing it. But like Damon said the other day, when are we going to see somebody arrested?
They got to go to jail.
Right?
They got to go to jail.
I mean, that's where I think we're at this point. I feel like they might have enough. I'm not an attorney. I don't play one on TV.
You're not?
No.
Oh my God! This whole time I was gonna hire you.
But I mean, we've seen so many people on our side be arrested for basically nothing compared to this. It makes you think they really seem to have a lot of stuff on these guys, right?
You know what? I think we should give up the football thing and we should start a pool. Who's going to roll over first? I think it might be this guy, because I think they've got him on more things, because we just found out about this.
Yeah.
We have no idea how deep he is in everything that's going on. He's kind of an animal. I think if someone's going to roll over, I used to think it was Clapper or maybe Bruce Orr. I think it's this guy now. He's got so much against him.
Yeah. The cast of characters, whenever we see a new name come in, we know that they're involved, because they're not going to put someone fresh into anything. That's where this guy came from. They wouldn't put someone fresh in there. He's part of the system. He's going to work the system, right, within it. So there's a small circle of these people, too.
Yeah.
You know? And you know what? It's always the same people.
The same,
We see the same names popping up time and time
That's
and time
what I mean.
again.
It's the same people.
Which again plays to that, that's why I guess they introduced that grand conspiracy thing, because it is all the same people. They are all tied together. They all have an interest in making sure they stop Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Right?
I remember hearing a couple weeks ago, Jack Smith said, I'll testify, but I want complete immunity.
Right.
And they said, nah.
It's like, well, what do you need immunity for?
Yeah.
If you're an attorney and you've done nothing wrong because you're just doing your job, what do you need immunity for?
Yep. Absolutely.
Right?
You know, if these investigations had anybody in here, you'd be in jail for life.
Oh, yeah. Just waiting for a trial.
Liberty and justice for all. That's what when we say this. It's so heartbreaking that there is no justice for the elite class. They're above the law, and until we see somebody hanged for treason, or at the very least given a misdemeanor, for God's sake, for something.
Well, the center.
For God's sake, they don't do anything.
The center of the storm, the eye of the storm, is Hillary Clinton, and then the real people that enabled Hillary to get away with this stuff is Barack Obama, and then all the minions below that. Then, what's so ironic? You go from Hillary Clinton and all the pay-to-play stuff and everything that she was involved in. That's what she was protecting, and that's what they were protecting, right, to make sure she won that election. Hunter Biden, literally doing the same stuff. They rinse and repeat that same system. He's doing all the pay-to-play stuff with Joe Biden. So it's a wonder why they all just don't get together and protect each other. That's the inner circle. That's what's got to be blown up.
And wouldn't you know it, he fired him the next day. I mean, it's $1 billion bribe right at the Council on Foreign Relations. That's not enough. The book, One Nation Under Blackmail, there's enough evidence in that book alone to make 20 arrests. The Clinton cash, there's enough evidence in that book to make an arrest on the Clintons.
Yeah.
They're above the law. At what point do we,
No reasonable prosecutor would take that on. So said James Comey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we are at that point where now we have to do a pool of who is going to roll over first.
Yeah.
Someone's got it, to Kevin's point.
Roll over.
This is too much there.
Yeah.